Today I didn't take my mother shopping. I didn't take her to the doctor. But I took her on a date. Like friends after many years of anger and separation. Hi everyone, I'm Thao, 29 years old. I live and work in Hanoi. Right now my mum and I are in a taxi heading to the bus station for a short trip together. This is the first time in my life that the two of us have had the chance to travel together. I'm so excited. Let me show you. Before choosing a reputable bus operator, I did quite a bit of research and ultimately decided on this company. I was truly impressed the moment I stepped onto the bus. It is equipped with about 20 uniform, double-decker sleeping cabins, each offering the feel of a private, cozy mobile room. These cabins come with full amenities, such as air conditioning, individual lighting controls, phone charging ports, and reclining seats with built-in massage functions to relieve fatigue on long journeys, along with headphones and a TV. The bus also features curtains with a unique design that effectively blocks out annoying external light, plus a compact, spotless restroom at the back for peace of mind. Haha, it was truly a thoughtful experience. We set off at 8:17 p.m. The sleeping compartment was quite spacious and comfortable, with enough room for 2 adults to lie down. I had booked the lower bunk so my mother wouldn't have to climb, and also because it was a more convenient and pleasant spot for someone in her 50s to rest. At first, I felt a bit awkward. It had probably been a decade since I last shared a bed or laid that close to my mother, so I didn't quite know how to break the silence and put us both at ease. It was a feeling hard to put into words. Perhaps sensing the slight tension, my mother took the initiative to start a conversation, and gradually, we both began to feel more relaxed. After a long journey of about 11 hours, much of which was spent sleeping, we arrived in Hue. This city holds many memories for my family from my childhood, and it was the very place I wanted to visit this time with my mother. A setting rich in shared memories makes it easier for people to open up and understand one another better. As we approached the city, we switched to a smaller vehicle, known as a shuttle, to travel into the city centre.
Vâng ạ, Nguyễn Thảo không ạ? Rồi lên xe trung chuyển em nhé.
About 15 minutes later, we arrived at the hotel. After stowing our luggage, the first thing Mom and I needed to do was satisfy our hunger following the journey on the sleeper bus. The first dish I wanted to savor upon arriving here was bun bo hue, Hui-style beef noodle soup. Originating during the Nguyen dynasty, specifically in Koh Thap village, Tua Tien Hue province, this dish is still prepared, using the traditional recipes and flavors passed down through generations of locals. Thanks to its distinctive, unmistakable flavor profile, a blend of spicy chili heat, the aroma of fermented shrimp paste, and the delicate sweetness of bone broth. Along with its widespread renown, both at home and abroad, the dish has become a culinary icon representing the ancient capital. While bun bo hue can be found in Hanoi and other parts of Vietnam, tasting it in its place of origin offers a completely different experience. After the meal, I met up with a childhood acquaintance from the time my family lived and worked in Hue. That reunion brought back so many memories, both sweet and bitter. He has an older brother and I have an older sister. Since the 4 of us were around the same age, we used to play together all the time. Tragically, only the 2 of us are leaving today. Both his brother and my sister passed away under different circumstances. My family only lived there until I finished 3rd grade before moving back to settle in Ingean, another province in Vietnam, and my actual hometown. For a while, only our parents kept in touch with each other. Later on, however, he found me on Facebook, and we've stayed in touch ever since. He took the two of us to a very special cafe that drew crowds of both tourists and locals. It was a lush green oasis filled with foliage, the soothing sound of trickling water, and schools of ornamental fish darting about. The atmosphere was airy and pleasant, and the drinks were delicious. As we sat chatting and reminiscing, my mother brought up how our families used to tease each other about the prospect of one day becoming in-laws. Haha. Yet children do not always follow the paths their parents have mapped out for them. Perhaps fate only allowed us to remain friends, or perhaps we became moonlight to one another, someone deeply cherished, yet someone with whom we could never truly be. My mother and I are staying here for 3 days. Feeling quite tired from the journey, we plan to have lunch and rest a bit on the first day before heading out to explore in the evening. Although I could have chosen to fly or take a sleeper bus, I opted for the bus and booked a shared cabin so we could share the same bed. This arrangement offered privacy from other passengers while allowing me to lie right next to my mother, fostering a sense of closeness and making it easier for us to talk and confide in each other. Plus, it was far more cost-effective than flying. That was the plan. But once I was actually lying beside her, I felt awkward. Having not been close to her for so long, I found that what I thought would be easy turned out to be quite difficult. It is now 1:20 p.m. Mom has just drifted off to sleep, so I am taking the opportunity to catch a quick nap myself. Since she is used to sleeping alone, I carefully arranged for a spacious room with 2 beds so she would feel more comfortable while sleeping. As night fell, my mother and I decided to enjoy a kahway performance on the Perfume River. This unique art form, a blend of folk music and the royal court music of Hanoi, dates back to the 17th and 18th centuries, during the era of the Nguyen lords. Whenever I visit here, experiencing kahway on the river is a moment I deeply cherish. Amidst the quiet of the night, the dragon boat drifted leisurely across the shimmering water, while the sounds of the Jan Tran, zither, Jan Bao, monochord, and Jan Nguyet, noon lute, harmonized with the artist's sweet, emotive voices. It was a truly relaxing and novel experience. After listening to the music, we also got to experience releasing floating lanterns on the Perfume River, each with a different wish. Personally, I wished for my parents' good health and for everyone's safety. I wonder what my mother wished for. I'm so curious. This is Trang Tien Bridge, a structure built in the late 19th century. It is not only an elegant architectural landmark spanning the Perfume River, but also a witness to history, silently observing the many changes undergone by the ancient capital of Hue. Next, we will travel by cyclo to enjoy bun hen, clam vermicelli, a rustic dish that is incredibly familiar to the locals. An authentic bowl of bun hen offers a harmonious blend of savory stir-fried clam meat and fresh vermicelli noodles, accompanied by a rich array of ingredients: crispy pork cracklings, fried tofu, aromatic fermented shrimp paste, and refreshing fresh herbs. These elements combine with the distinctive flavors of Hue to create a truly wonderful and unforgettable culinary experience. After dinner and a short stroll, I invited my mother out for Che Hue-style sweet soup. I opted for the rich, creamy mung bean version with coconut milk, while she chose the fragrant, flavorful banana sweet soup. A wave of nostalgia suddenly washed over me. 20 years ago, Our family of 4 would happily visit this place together, but now only 2 of us remain. Either just my mother and me, or my father and me.
Rồi con lên đây đi, con lên khối cao luôn đi, lên mẹ luôn. Ok.
Được rồi mẹ, được rồi. Dạ.
Let's fast forward to the next day. My mother and I booked a cyclo tour to explore the area around the Imperial Citadel and the grounds outside the ancient royal palace. Our first stop was the Hue Museum of Royal Antiquities, Longan Palace. Here you can view firsthand a multitude of precious artifacts used by past monarchs, such as the royal throne, ceremonial robes and headgear, imperial porcelain and glassware, and royal jewellery. Built in 1845, during the reign of Emperor Tue, the palace originally served as a retreat where the emperor could relax, compose poetry, and read. The palace building itself is a magnificent grand artifact, boasting architectural value that ranks among the finest in the ancient capital. Inside Longan Palace, countless ancient royal artifacts are preserved, while the exterior offers a rare sense of tranquility. The scent of foliage mingles with the fragrance of pollen, a faint yet incredibly pleasant aroma. We also had the opportunity to visit and experience Goldsmith Street, a place where jewellery was once crafted for the beauties of the royal court. The setting is airy and surrounded by lush greenery, with a layout that perfectly recreates the traditional charm of old Vietnam. It felt as though we were stepping back in time to the era spanning the early 19th century through the first half of the 20th century. The locals here are incredibly kind and hospitable. They readily share interesting historical facts with visitors like us and are always happy to take photos when asked. They are truly delightful people.
Dạ.
This is Quang Nguyen, officially named the Non Gate, one of the 10 gates surrounding the Hue Imperial Citadel. It served as a dedicated entrance for the emperor, the royal family, and high-ranking officials to access the imperial city. That evening, my mother and I opted for a simple meal by the seaside. Strong sea breezes swept over us, carrying the ocean's saltiness that seemed to permeate every sense. Although there was still so much I wanted to ask my mother, I decided to save those questions for another time. In that very moment, I felt that sharing these peaceful instants with her was the purest form of happiness. After that, we decided to try the Shea Bot Lok tapioca dumpling sweet soup filled with roasted pork belly. It might sound unusual, but it's actually really delicious. Hee. On the morning of the third day, after breakfast at the hotel, we booked a grab ride to visit Tui Xuan Incense Village, the ancient capital's largest and most renowned traditional incense-making village, with a history spanning centuries. Visitors can rent traditional attire, such as Aongu Tan, Aonat Bin, or other period costumes. Right at the village stalls to dress up and take stunning photos amidst the colourful bundles of incense. You can also try your hand at making incense yourself and pick up souvenirs for friends and family. And of course, my mom and I took a few photos together as a keepsake, since it had been a long time since we last had a picture taken together. Afterwards, we took a leisurely stroll up Vong Can Hill, located just 500 meters from the Incense village. Vong Can Hill is renowned as one of the most beautiful and romantic spots in the ancient capital to watch the sunset. From the pine-shaded summit, you can gaze out at the gentle curves of the Perfume River, admire the rolling mountain ranges in the distance, and catch sight of majestic, ancient royal tombs nestled amidst the serene landscape. A cool breeze carrying the faint scent of pine resin evokes a sense of utter relaxation, making this the perfect place to immerse your soul in the slow, peaceful rhythm of Hue. My mother and I were looking for a place to have lunch after an exciting morning of exploring. While strolling near our hotel, I happened upon a woman selling traditional Hue-style cakes. The sight stirred up childhood memories of accompanying my mother to the market, where she would often stop at similar street stalls to buy me a few treats. 20 years have passed, and although the vendor is no longer the elderly woman from back then, the taste of the cakes remains just as delicious as ever. How time flies. It flows silently and ceaselessly. In the blink of an eye, one has weathered countless seasons of rain and sunshine. Looking back, the innocence and impulsiveness of youth have gradually given way to composure, deep reflection, and a greater sense of responsibility for my own choices. Maturity is not defined by age, but by the ability to smile and accept things that do not go as planned, to soothe and heal one's wounds, and to cherish every peaceful moment with loved ones. Even when I feel a bit unsteady amidst the hectic pace of life, I understand that each passing day is a step toward becoming a more grounded and profound version of myself. As the trip drew to a close, my mother and I were like two small streams gently merging. We moved softly toward one another, bridging the distance bit by bit. There was no need for haste or fanfare. That closeness unfolded as naturally as the sky brightening at dawn.